Happy Friday, Books and Cooks students. Welcome to Mrs. N's Kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how to make my mother's pasta carbonara, one of our family favorites today. This is what you're going to need. You will need a box or two if you're a big family. So I'm going to do a family recipe with two big boxes of pasta. You can use different kind of pasta. It really doesn't matter. I personally like to use a pasta that has some ridges in it so that it can really catch the sauce of the cream and of the Parmesan cheese. So you will need one container, large, of heavy whipping cream. You will need salt and pepper. You will also need Parmesan cheese. It doesn't matter what type of Parmesan cheese. It just adds a little bit of bite to the dish. You will also need a big, thick cut bacon. I like to use this Black Label big, thick bacon, but you can also use a Canadian bacon. It depends on what you want. You can use regular bacon too. I just like the big, thick cut bacon, and you'll need a little bit of olive oil and, of course, water to boil your pasta. So what I'm going to do first is I like to use kitchen scissors, and make sure, students, that you've washed your hands. Mrs. N's already washed her hands. Alrighty, so what I do, just to make my life a little bit easier, is I take the big, thick cut bacon, and if you can see here, I'm already starting to cook the bacon in the pan, and I just do snippets about 1 inch, just like that, and I cut it right directly over the pan. I like to use as little dishes as possible for my cleanup, so as much as I can do in one pan, I do that. Alrighty, so here I go. I'm going to stick this all together here, and my bacon is going to be cooking, which is fabulous. I'm going to take my scissors, put it here in the sink, wash my hands. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to wait to see if my water has boiled yet. It is not boiled, but it's getting there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it up a little bit higher. Put that on high. And I'm going to start stirring my bacon. You can hear it sizzle. It smells really good. I know that I have a few vegetarians in my class, and that's okay too. If you have a meat substitute that you like to use, or if you wanted to add a vegetable like broccoli, that also can add a really nice flavor to the pasta carbonara, but my family likes the bacon. Alright, so I've just stirred it a little bit. Okay, so my pasta is starting to slightly boil, so I am going to open up my box. I'm going to pour it right on in there. Alrighty. I have another box. You might only want to do one box, and if you do only one box, just do half the package of bacon. Okay. Alright. Dropping some on the floor, because that's what I do. Alrighty. I have 2 different spoons, one for the bacon, one for my pasta. I don't like to mix them. The other thing I was going to tell you is if you've got pasta that you've already cooked, and maybe it's a different kind of pasta, you can just blend it later with your pasta. See, I have some just plain pasta, and so I might actually blend that in with my mixture a little bit later, okay? We want to be good stewards of what we have. Alrighty, so I'm going to take now a little bit of olive oil, and it's about a cupful. That's it. I just put it in there, and the reason I do that is because it's going to help your pasta not stick to the bottom, and it's going to help your pasta not stick to each other. So it just helps just a little. Alright, I'm going to stir it. You don't want it to get stuck on the bottom. Alright, so now I'm going to wait for that to boil, and I'm going to stir my bacon a little bit more, so stay tuned. students were here, they would have said, Mrs. N, why is it you have eggs? And why do you have butter? Because you need them. I forgot to tell you. So you will also need butter. You actually don't need the whole stick of butter, but you do need butter. And if you do, like I'm doing 2 boxes of pasta, you'll need 2 eggs. If you only do 1 box of pasta, you'll just need 1 egg. But I'm always cooking for a large family, 7 people, so I always do a really large amount. So for my family, it's 2 eggs. All right, stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's check on our bacon and see how it looks. Oh, it's cooking nicely. You want it to be nice and crispy for this particular dish. I actually have here, almost looks like a big strainer, but what it is it helps you not have the grease splatter you, so that's really nice if you have one of those. And let's check on the pasta. We want it to be al dente, which means it's cooked but firm. Ooh, that looks good. I'm going to take a fork here and touch it. Oh yes, very nice. Hard, but not too hard. You see how that looks? You should be able to touch it and it be firm. Very good. Maybe I'll taste that. Perfect. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to take my pot with the pasta, I'm going to strain it, but then I'm actually going to put it back in the pot, okay? So, I'm going to strain it into, I have a strainer here in the sink. I keep it right there in the sink to make my life a little bit easier. I'm going to pour it right over it. Very nice. Put a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of the pan so it doesn't stick. Just a capful. Alrighty. Gonna make sure that I get the water out, shake it a little bit here. I'll show you what that looks like. That's what it looks like. Doesn't that look fantastic? I'm gonna put it back in the bowl. Alrighty. I'm going to put it back here on my burner, but the burner's off. Alrighty. And I'm going to stir a little bit of the pasta with that olive oil. Okay. And when it's still nice and hot, this is sort of a trick. You're going to take an egg. You're going to put it on top. Make sure there's no shells in it. Gonna look at that, make sure I've got no shells in there. Okay, perfectly done. Alrighty, I'm gonna check on my bacon here. Oh, it's looking nice and dark. That's the way we want it. Perfect. Alrighty, nice and crispy. I'm gonna turn it off. Very nice. I'm gonna move it so it doesn't continue to cook. It's gonna cook a little bit, but not as much. Perfect. Nice and dark. Alrighty, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to stir those eggs, and they actually are cooking because the pasta is still hot and it makes like a glaze. It makes a glaze. There we go. Chloe, can you see that? So the egg is actually cooked. Believe it or not, because that pasta is so hot. Alrighty. The next thing that we're going to do is you are going to take your cream. I'm going to open it up and you're going to pour your entire cream. All of it. Alrighty. You're going to pour it into your pot. Alrighty. I'm going to stir it just a little bit. Oh, it's looking really yummy. Okay, and I'm literally just going to take about a half a teaspoon or just like a little shake of it. My students know how to do that. And same with pepper. I like to put a little bit of pepper to taste. Okay, maybe about 4 or 5 shakes. And then I stir it again around. It's still hot, hot, hot here. All right, I'm going to take this off carefully because I know that it's hot. And when it's nice and hot, I literally just put it right on in. I keep the bacon grease separate. I actually use that for something else. I'm going to chop this bacon a little bit more and put it right on top. I think I got it all. So I'm going to save the grease here. And then I chop it a little bit. Alrighty, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on low. I'm going to put it on low. Oh, that looks fantastic. I'm going to stir that, let it cook a little bit. So now I'm going to take my Parmesan cheese. Okay. I like to do about a half a cup. This is a fourth a cup. So I need 2 1/4 cups for a half a cup of Parmesan. And I put that right on in. And then I'm going to stir it. And it's still on low. Oh, that looks really, really amazing. Now, if you keep it on low, obviously the cream is going to thicken. If you make this and eat it the next day, personally, I think it's even better. And you can just add a little more cream if you feel like it's not quite enough. That's what we often do. And we'll put even more Parmesan cheese on it. So I am going to show you what this looks like. You let it cook here on low for just a few more minutes. And that cream will cook. The egg is already cooked, believe it or not. Works as a really nice glaze. And I keep stirring. I don't want it to stick too much at the bottom. All right, so now I'm going to put in a little bit of butter. It's my last element. You don't need too much. You can see right here where it says 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons right here. So all you have to do is literally cut just a tablespoon of the butter. So I'm going to take 1 tablespoon and put it in here. When that butter is all melted in your pasta, you'll know that it's done. That's the last part of your pasta carbonara. So I'm going to stir it around. Your pasta should not be breaking because it was al dente. And that's why you want to take it out when it's still a little bit firm, because you're still cooking it a little bit more, aren't you? You've got the egg and the cream in there and the butter. This is not a diet dish. It's absolutely delicious. All right, I'm going to take a bowl and I'm going to see how this is. Let's see. Take a bowl. I'm going to put some in here. Let's see. Okay, Mrs. N's going to try it. So there it is. And if you want, you can take a little more Parmesan if you really like Parmesan. I really like Parmesan. I'm going to put it on top. Can you see how yummy that looks? Absolutely delicious. I'm going to take a bite of my own yummy Parmesan. Ciao, Bella.
Pasta carbonara.
Yeah. Because we're quarantined. Pasta quarantine, he said. Yeah.